Yes, people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another pre-game show. Today we have one of the last two games left for Chelsea Football Club to be played. Although we have already qualified for the UEFA Champions League, we've made it to the top four no matter the outcome of the two remaining games. But we're here to discuss the lineup, discuss Thomas Tuchel's selection, and talk about whether he's made the best selection to help Chelsea Football Club win the game, or maybe he will decide to be experimental about the whole thing and then give the young players in the team a chance. Nick, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm fine, coach. Yeah, good. Waiting for the lineup.
Brilliant.
I
think it's out already. Let me see if it is showing on the app that I use already. And already we have my brother and a friend of the channel, one of the biggest supporters here, Bobby Fairview. Bobby, how are you doing? Nice to see you. It's been a while. I understand you're very busy, and that's important because bills don't pay themselves. Let me see if the lineup is showing it right now. Bobby says, I'm glad to see you back at home, brother. I hope the family is staying strong. Yes, we are staying strong. Everything went well. That's the most important thing. And thank you very much for asking. That means a lot to me. Let me see if the lineup, if these guys already have the lineup. They're still showing the probable lineup. I'm going to go to Twitter to see if I will find the lineup here. It says, good job, sir. Giovanni, Giovanni, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well, and I hope New York is fine today. Your avatar moves me. I'm not sure why that is. But we'll talk about that later when I give you a call. So, Nick, can you still hear me? It looks like I've lost Nick, but I'll keep talking with you. Most people expect Thomas Tuchel, to make a lot of changes because he would like to give the young players in the team a chance, and also give some of the first-team players that hasn't played much of the games a chance. And some are even saying that he may well start Kepa Arrizabalaga between the sticks, but we'll see what happens. Again, I don't think Kepa will start. I think even doing that will be even more disrespectful to him. I don't think that will be the case. Let me see if I'll find the lineup, since these guys haven't shown the lineup. Not many changes, it says. And again, I'm not surprised. Because my argument, Nick, if you remember, my argument when we talked about it was that I don't think he will make so many changes, because he's always talked about catching up with Liverpool.
Let me tell you the lineup.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, I'll soon share it here. I think I'll find it too. What I'm saying is this, Nick. What I'm saying is this. I think I argued before that Thomas Tuchel probably wouldn't make too many changes. Why? Because he's always argued there is too much gap between us, Manchester City and Liverpool FC. So he would want to, reduce that gap, which means he's not going to make too many changes. He will still keep this. He will field a very strong side because he wants the whole point. I want to get your thoughts on that, Nick.
Yeah, I've seen the lineup. A very strong team. Everyone's Lukaku's in. Rudiger, Chalobah. Yeah, I don't want to say all of you because you're going to show it. But it's the first team, a strong team. Ziyech, I think it's Ziyech, Pulisic, and Lukaku up top. No Mason Mount. Yeah. So,
yeah. I think this is the 11 you're talking about, right?
Yeah, go on the Chelsea fifth stand. That's where, from Chelsea.
I'm looking at it from Absolute Chelsea's Twitter account. We have the 11 to face Leicester City, Mendy in goal, Chalobah, Silva starts, Rudiger, James, Kante, Jorginho, Alonso, Ziyech, Lukaku, Pulisic. It's a very, very strong team.
Yeah.
None of the young stars. And I remember, if you remember my argument, I've always thought it was going to be like this. My argument being, and I know you know that quite well too, that he's always complained about the gap between Chelsea Football Club and Liverpool and Manchester City. So if he really wants to cut that down, he'd field the best 11. But Nick, tell me any surprises to you looking at the lineup.
No, I thought Mason Mount might start, but I'm not surprised at all with Ziyech. He's got a chance to show show himself tonight. I'm glad Ziyech put us against Lukaku. Mason Mount is and the thing about that penalty for the rest of his, because I don't forgive him and never will. Yeah.
I think you should. I think he's just a kid and can only get better. But here's the thing.
He's not a kid.
Go ahead.
23. He's 23. Awesome. He's no kid. The money he gets, he should do better than that. That's disgraceful. He lost us the FA Cup. So, it's going to be a long time since I forgive him. He's going to have to prove himself for me. Otherwise, I won't forgive him. No.
Well, that's you. Again, I've looked beyond that game. Nick, let's come back to the lineup here. Let's look who we have on the bench. It is true that he's fielded the strongest 11. Kai Havertz is available. I'm not going to talk about Kennedy because it doesn't look like he will even get a chance to play for Chelsea again.
No
Yeah, we have Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Forget about Saúl Ñíguez, César Azpilicueta, Malang Sarr, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Again, that shows you Tuchel really wants to win this game.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd even risk it. Even in the next game, I don't think he'll be fielding youngsters because, he wants to cut the gap between us, Liverpool and Manchester City. What do you think, Nick? Which I expected Kai Havertz to start if he's fit, and he's fit. He's on the bench. I don't know why he benched him. Your thoughts, Nick?
Yeah, but he's just coming back, Havertz. So Lukaku, because it wasn't his fault we lost the FA Cup final, and the last two before that he was good. So you have to stick with the scoring. So he's scoring goals. Yeah. So and Havertz, he might come on later on. Depends on how the team comes. But we need a draw to confirm third place. We want to win because we'll go Leicester.
Honestly, yeah. I honestly would have loved Kai Havertz to start this game. We have about 21 people watching, 50% of which are watching from Facebook. Please, if you haven't, if you're watching on YouTube, please do take a second to smash the like button to help us reach more people. We have just 4 likes, and I think we can do better than that. Tobago, coming to you, what do you think about the lineup? Would you have done anything differently? And you have to look at the bench too. We have Mount, Kennedy, Kai Havertz, Ross Barkley, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Saúl Ñíguez, César Azpilicueta, Malang Sarr, Kepa Arrizabalaga, and I forgot who thought Kepa was going to start this one, and I didn't think he was going to start because Thomas Tuchel don't rate him. Tobago, what do you think?
To be honest, I'm happy with the lineup. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you crystal clear. You didn't expect the youngsters in the team to start?
Not this game.
Really? And you tell me why. Can you explain? Maybe you and I are on the same boat, but let me know why you didn't expect them to start.
Because we need to secure our top 3. So I know we only need 1 point, but now it's time for the new owners to enjoy our players, because we've been throwing disappointing results recently, so we need a better performance. So I think we need to secure position number 3, and then maybe against Watford we're going to see youngsters. So what I'm happy is just Ziyech is playing today, because it's been a long time Ziyech not playing. So I'm happy about that.
Even that Ziyech, I think, may end up leaving, given that Manchester United have signed Ten Hag. His former coach at Ajax. I think he may well leave Chelsea Football Club, get to play together with Van der Beek, and under a manager that loved him so much and understands how he plays.
We've lost Couch. We've lost Couch, everyone. Technical problem. He'll be back in a minute. I don't know if everyone can hear us. Can you put it in the comment chat if you can hear me? Tobago, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can. Yeah, I don't know if everyone else can. I think Coach has got a,
No,
problem.
yeah, I think you have a signal problem. It happens sometimes.
Yeah. Let's see in the chat if
So
they can. Yeah, go on.
what do you think what do you think about the lineup?
The lineup is very good because we want to win tonight. We want to win. There's not much around. Strong lineup. I thought it would be because we have to win. We need a draw to confirm third spot, but we have to win because what Leicester did after the final against us, they disrespected our club, our badge. So we have to show them some revenge. I think we're going to win by a few goals tonight. And not 5-6. I think I'm predicting 3-0 to Chelsea tonight. And Lukaku at least to get one. That's my prediction.
So you guys could still hear me even when I went up. I think I went off a beat. So Nick, the question I asked, were you surprised that Mendy is starting over Kepa Arrizabalaga even at this stage, even given the fact that we've qualified already? This game is just a mere formality. That shows he doesn't rate him at all.
Yeah, it's not about rating. I think Kepa, he's probably talked with Tuchel. He must have talked with him, and I think he needs first team football to play for Spain. So I think because he's on the way out, he has to play Mendy. I think Kepa will be going in the summer because he needs a game time. Yeah.
Tobago, your thoughts. What do you think about Mendy not Kepa Arrizabalaga not starting this game? I don't think it's okay at all.
Yeah, to be honest, even me, I don't think it's okay. Like, we already qualified, so at least Kepa might given his chance to play and shine, but that is not the case, man. And then it's not easy to switch goalkeepers. That's the other issue. But anyway, if Kepa is not in teachers' plans, we need to just sell him because like he's a young player. I know we need the best keepers in order for competition, but right now we can see Mendy doesn't have a competition, so why should we keep Kepa?
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. I think he wouldn't want to stay either. And here, Gabriel Oba says that some of these players are either playing their final games with us or are playing for their future. I don't think the likes of Ziyech at this point, I think, will be thinking about leaving because he understands the quality he knows his abilities. He's well aware of what he can do. And I don't think Thomas Tuchel rates him. That's clear right now. If Thomas Tuchel dropped him to the bench, even when he was one of our most informed players, I don't think he'd be looking to stay any further at Chelsea Football Club. That's why I like this comment on the screen. Nick, your thoughts on this comment? I think even the likes of Pulisic, I think there's no guarantee he stays because it doesn't look like Thomas Tuchel trust him. Your thoughts?
Yeah. I can't see Pulisic going, especially with Bowley, and he makes a lot of money, Pulisic, in America. But that's not just that. It's not just that. He's a good player and he's young. No, I don't think he'll be going anywhere.
Here's my response to your argument regarding that is the Americans, Todd Bowley, consultant being a factor, one of the reasons why you think he's not going to leave. That's no guarantee. He wants to play. And if Tuchel doesn't rate him, he's going to let Bowley know that, yes, he brings some money for the club, but if it becomes clear that Thomas Tuchel doesn't rate him, I don't think Thomas Tuchel, Todd Bowley being the new owner changes anything because the player cares about his future and it's a World Cup year. So he wants to be playing as much games as possible, to be called up. Go ahead.
He's had his chances. He had the FA Cup final and he missed too many chances. But, he's playing tonight. So he's giving him chances. I don't think Tuchel doesn't rate him. He does rate him. I don't think Tuchel is thinking like what you're saying. He does rate him. He's young. And, he has to use him, differently because the injuries he gets. That's even Tuchel said that not long ago. So, I think he does rate him. If he gets over all these injury problems, it's going to be something to look forward to. Him and Havertz. Werner is going, yes. Ziyech could possibly go. Even Ziyech is not 100%. But we'll see what happens with that. But there won't be too many attackers going. You know, maybe
I'm going to have to say this. I'm going to have to say this, Nick. There isn't 100%. I don't know where that is coming from. Because I think hopefully I just can't remember what games exactly. There was a time before that is he was one of our best players. He was scoring goals. He was creating chances. He was returning back to defend. He was also winning aerial duels, and I even made a video on that. One of the man of the match. One of the man of the match videos that I made here on Chelsea Perspective. Then all of a sudden, boom. He gets dropped to the bench, and reason wasn't explained to anybody. So I'm not sure he'd be willing to stay. And again, one big factor being that Ten Hag will be Manchester United's next manager, and he knows how to get the best out of the guy. I'm telling you, he may well leave Chelsea Football Club. So, but Nick, I honestly, if you can explain, I'd be happy to listen. You tell me why you're saying Ziyech isn't 100%. How would you feel? He probably lost form because he was dropped to the bench.
Yeah, I remember.
Go ahead, Nick.
He scored the goal in that game. I forgot which game, and he was dropped the next game. How to make sense of it?
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm not sure what he did wrong. It wasn't like he wasn't on form. Tobago, what you have to say about that?
Yeah, and the FA Cup or the too many chances missed. So I know Tuchel's giving him a chance tonight. Let's see. I can't see him going to United. I can't see that.
Sure?
Well, I don't want that to happen. You
don't want it to happen, but there's a chance it happens given his relationship with Ten Hag, Van der Beek, and this man knows how to use him very well. Do you think he will be comfortable staying and be wasting away at Chelsea Football Club?
Look, we don't want to have that same scenario with what we have with Mata, what's his name? The midfielder. Matic. We don't want to go. We don't want to see Ziyech go to United and become a wonder star. That's the last thing we want. So
I'm sorry, but that looks like what's going to happen. Because believe me, I think he'd feel disrespected the way Thomas Tuchel has treated him. Because I'm glad you said it yourself, but that's by the way. Go ahead, Nick. You were saying something.
Yeah, if Pulisic wants to go, we can't do much about it. That's up to him. But I don't think Tuchel's going to go. Well, you have to. We don't want you. I think he's doing his plans for next year, but it's up to Pulisic now. Is he going to accept being on the bench? Sometimes. I don't know. We don't know. So it's 50-50 if he stays or goes. I think, but it's hard. It's hard for Chelsea to let him. You know how many billions they make from Pulisic. That's another factor. So it's going to be hard.
The question remains. I think you alluded to that already. How about Pulisic himself? Would he want to stay? Would he be content with sitting on the bench and only starting games every now and then? I don't think that's the case. But go ahead, Tobago. You were saying something.
I think that's why I'm having an issue with this formation we're having now. But I can understand why Thomas Tuchel is using this system because he never used this system before. Because if you can see this system, a lot of our attacking players are unhappy because of not getting enough game time. That's the issue maybe with this system. So I think what can Tuchel do is to guarantee them that, you know what, I was using this system for this and that. So moving forward from next season, we're going to play back four system with maybe, for example, 4-2-3-1 system or 4-3-3, so that our attacking players can get more game time because Ziyech has been on form. We've dropped him. So, to be honest, Ziyech is the player that we've been crying for. Give that guy a chance. And even that formation we used against Spurs, sort of a hybrid system. He was good. He was performing, but since then, he never given enough chance. So I think going forward, we need to set out the system because, like, if you're going to use the same system next season, then we should sell Ziyech. There's no need for Ziyech to be there just to stay on the bench, wasting talent.
He's not going to accept that actually. But I get you. You make some great points right there. I think as long as we still stick with this formation, it's going to be difficult for all the players we have. But I'm going to try and breeze us through the chat quickly and then come back to the panel with Titus joining us and my brother Showtime joining us too. I think it's going to be a great pre-game show today. But while I'm at that, we have about 30 people watching. 30 people, of which almost 50% are on Facebook. If you all can join us here, that would be great. And if you're watching, if you haven't, please be sure to smash that like button. The more we like the video, the more likes we get on the video, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and the stream will be pushed to more people to come join us. And the more people we have here, the more fun it will be. And also, if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. I think I've read these, and this is just where I hit the like button, people. Yes, please do that. I bet he swaps Pulisic and Ziyech around. I think that may be the case, but we'll see what happens when the game starts. Says yes here probably to what True Blue says. Yes, we cannot hear you. Okay, you couldn't hear me when I was kicked out of the studio, but I hope you guys can hear me now. We cannot hear Kachula, but we can hear you both. Can you guys hear me now? Those on the panel, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I had an issue then. That was why you guys cannot hear me. Okay, thank you very much. Kepa and Dave will be sold. I have both put in a transfer request. Oh, I didn't know about that. If that's the case, I think Dave, I wouldn't agree Dave put in a transfer request. I think his case will be sorted out amicably because he's such a good professional and I don't think he'd do such. Kepa, if you say did that, I think I'd believe that myself because he's been treated poorly. It says Kepa might start the next game if you are guaranteed our third position today. Believe me, if I were Kepa Arrizabalaga and after the way you've treated me, you asked me to start the next game, I'd refuse to. But then again, he's a professional, I believe he would do so. Nick, move on. Mata experience a player could have cost us the 2012 champions if Czech hadn't made the pen says I'm not for this fight. Charlie Platt says, I'm not sure what he's saying there. Holla, guys. Again, holla to you too. And again, if you haven't, please go check out Titus CFC, great channel, growing really, really fast, and you want to be part of that growth. Please do support him. He's a kid, but he understands football very well, especially from the perspective of Chelsea Football Club. I don't think there's anything to address here. If you have any questions that's aligned to the topic, please let us know. He has to leave. I know his son, he probably wants to leave because he's not been treated well, if you ask me. I've seen you become a monetizer. I had to watch a cringe rap song for 2 minutes. Ty, stop it, please. Monetization started a while ago, not even today. Big up to the panel. Smash that like button. Yes, to my fellow American, please do listen to him. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I think having a DM will fix a lot of our attacking problems. Ziyech, for example, doesn't have the physical and strength to press. Having a DM will allow him the free role he had. Again, I disagree with that. I think we have people who are able to fulfill the DM role. Ziyech himself has become a bit more physical since he joined the Premier League. If you watch his recent games for Chelsea Football Club, he tracks back. He fought aerially. He's also put in some good tackles. I think he's improved in that aspect. If you ask me, you need, yeah, exactly. That's what my point I wanted to tell you. He needs to watch. He's improved in those aspects. Ty, I'm going to come to you. Your thoughts on this lineup. Would you have done anything differently, starting from the man between the sticks?
Actually, it's a difficult one when it comes on to Mendy or Kepa, or if Kepa should have been given a game. Hence the reason being it or the two final games left, so probably give him that game. But I mean, I'm not against Mendy playing. I mean, people are saying that because Newcastle did us this.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Because of the favor that Newcastle did for us. People are saying that, oh, they don't care about if we lose this game. So to me, I mean, I've always said that the fan base has gotten weak, mentality wise, and they just tend to to be willing to not see nothing more than a win, or try to see the team work as hard as possible. So for me, Mendy starting is fine with me, because then he's the first choice goalkeeper. He's the goalkeeper that will always be trusted ahead of Kepa. And no matter what people want to say about that, it's just reality. So I mean, you have more assurance, at least most of the time, that Mendy will be able to do what needs to be done whenever he's challenged. Obviously, that's if he has a good game. But I mean, for me, I'm not against Mendy starting. Chalobah starting as well. That is well deserved. I mean, people say that he was hard done by against Luis Diaz in the FA Cup final, but I mean, a lot of the attack was let down because the midfield was non-existent for most of the game. So you never know. And I mean, you have a bit of a more balance now in the midfield. But I mean, Thiago Silva is a bit of a shock to me, because I mean, he had to play through injury. He was limping after the game. I'm not sure. But I mean, I'm not seeing what's happening on the training pitch. I'm not seeing how the physios are saying about him. So you never know. I don't really know if he's being rushed back. But I think Rudiger is the player that I think has to be playing. I mean, he's confirmed to believe in the club now. So I mean, and I think Tuchel was saying as well that we have to play. There's no reason to not play him. And I mean, he has 2 games left now. After this game, will be one. So it'd be a good way to say goodbye to him. And, he's done good recently. So I mean, it's well deserved as well. The team basically, for me, the only shock to me is the fact that Mason Mount isn't starting. I mean, even though people say that maybe it is as a way to protect him, give him that opportunity to have a better frame of mind. For me, I'm really shocked that he isn't playing. But I mean, there's a lot of positives that I'm hoping Lukaku can at least do something. Pulisic starting. I'm hoping that him and Pulisic can work well together. And Ziyech, I'm happy Ziyech is getting a start, because he hasn't really been getting game time when players can be rotated. So obviously it'll be good for him to get a game. And I mean, it's good that we have Havertz on the bench. So if needs be, then he can always come on. And it's just a customary bench. I mean, Arrizabalaga and things like that. But I mean, for me, I'm just hoping that the team that is put out there, which looks very strong, is able to do the job. And we can get a win. But I mean, for the people who are really shocked about Kepa not still playing, I mean, I can understand it, because he hasn't really been gifted games that he probably could have played in, or probably could be trusted in, and people probably make a say for it that he could start. But I mean, it is what it is, and it's for safety. That's so funny.
Yeah, yeah. Again, Ty, I get to your point. Here's the thing, Ty. I didn't expect. Some people were thinking he's going to start the young players in the squad. Again, I didn't expect that to happen, because he's been Thomas Tuchel has always been the one to complain about the gap between Manchester City and Chelsea Football Club. That was when I knew it would be very difficult for him to consider starting these players. So I'm not surprised that he's not starting the youth today. Again, I trust Kepa. Yep, you and I the same thing, but it looks like Thomas Tuchel never trusted him. Even forget what he says in the public, but when it's time for selection, even when you think Kepa Arrizabalaga will start game, he doesn't start. That shows you that really he doesn't trust the guy. So with that, I want to ask everybody, if you haven't, please do like the video. We have 17 likes. We have about 40 people watching. 50% of which on Facebook, but we'd like more likes on YouTube so that the stream will be pushed to more people. Showtime, coming to you. I know you like Edward Mendy so much, but tell me what you think about the lineup.
Can you hear me? Excuse me.
Yeah, we can hear you crystal clear.
All right, that's good. Good afternoon, first and foremost, or good evening to wherever you guys are. Thank you for having me on again, Coachella. It's an honor.
The same to you, it's okay, bro. You're the one that's doing me a favor by finding the time to join. So more thanks to you.
In regards to this lineup, I just actually when I got on is when I actually realized I didn't even check the lineup for today. I feel like this is the lineup that we saw when we saw the best thing of Lukaku was this 3-4-2-1 on the last Aston Villa match where he scored goals and he banged in goals.
Let me quickly say this, brother. If you spoke for 1 minute and you did not talk about how this suits Lukaku, I would have asked you for your ID, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I guess this is Tuchel's way of saying, okay, we're gonna try for this game at least, we're gonna play to his strength and see what he can actually do for us without Kai Havertz and without Timo Werner as the main focal points. I don't even think they're in the team. They're even on the team sheet today. So I mean, this is his audition. I mean, he has something to prove that under. I mean, look, for me, if Lukaku stays another year, it's not hurting us. If he goes this year, it's going to be it's causing us more of a problem if he leaves this season, this window, rather than after next season, in my opinion, at that. When it comes to the lineup per se, I would have dropped Alonso and played Kennedy because we've bought Kennedy back from loan to do what exactly? Just to add numbers to the squad, to the bench. We haven't seen them really. We only saw them in one FA Cup match, and I'm not pleased with Tuchel using and the bench. I mean, and Alonso, all this news about him wanting to leave. I mean, yeah, if he wants to leave, let his ass ride the bench like Aspilicueta, and and let's get some fresh legs out there, fresh ideas, fresh players. I'm pleased in seeing N'Golo Kante start. I'm not really pleased to see him paired with Jorginho because I know Jorginho also has an eye to leave this summer. If that's the case, I wouldn't want to play Jorginho and Kante. I want to give the idea of who else can we pair in the midfield. I mean, you know my love for N'Golo Kante. Anytime N'Golo Kante plays, I'm happy. I don't care what nobody tells me. He's the best midfielder.
While I'm with you, let me ask you this question quickly. Are you one of those that are talking that Kante is past his prime, that we should just let him go?
No way. Kante passed his prime? Kante is an engine for a reason. All you need is some fine tuning and your engine is gonna run smooth again. The problem is N'Golo Kante has to do more of the excessive work in the midfield. He has to do double the work when he's paired with Jorginho. And makes it so it's putting a toll on his body. We get some fresh legs in there like Chouameni in there and him and N'Golo Kante. Come on. You see N'Golo Kante last season in the Champions League. He's only 30 years old. He's not 31 yet. He still has a lot to prove. And I feel like people are really starting to see starting to call out N'Golo Kante because they're so used to his perfection that when he gets injured and he has to take a couple matches off, he comes back. He's not really fully into the speed of the game, or he's not fully 100% before he's back. We have to realize that we have ran N'Golo Kante into this position under the managers of Antonio Conte, Mauricio Sarri. Frank Lampard forced him to come back when he wasn't 100% fit. And then it took Tuchel, the only manager that is managing N'Golo Kante very well, as to not using him and running him down when he's not fit to play. If he's not fit, he's not going to go. He's going to sit on the bench and come in when he's needed. So that's the only reason I respect Tuchel's decision to use N'Golo Kante in that way. I just go back to the match. I mean, I agree. Mendy starts. Mendy is the number one goalkeeper. You don't bench your number one goalkeeper because it's the end of season. Kepa, he's getting money to sit on the bench right now, and that's a problem for us. He has to go this window. He has to leave this summer. I mean, if he plays the last game, I wouldn't mind. I don't care as long as we secure top 3. But he has to go this window because we have to spend less on goalkeepers that was promising like Kepa, and he didn't prove his promising status to us. So I'm not pleased with Kepa. I don't want him to be in the squad anymore. Rudiger, so long. Don't let the good Lord hit you with the good Lord split you, or even Dirty. I'm thankful for your service. It's time for you to go to Madrid. I would have liked to see somebody else like Sarr in that position today, and then give Rudiger the last match as his farewell. But at the end of the day, as long as we win, Pulisic, I'm not pleased with. I'm surprised to see him in the starting lineup. I wouldn't want Pulisic there. I wouldn't want Mason Mount there. I wouldn't want Aspilicueta playing for all that they put us fans through during the last game against Liverpool. I am not pleased with Pulisic. I don't care if we have an American owner. I don't care if I live in the States. Pulisic is a waste man. He's wasting of a talent. He's wasting of the price tag that we paid for him. That has proven himself as a prolific. That number 10 shirt should not be Pulisic's shirt. He should not be wearing the number 10 shirt. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't earn it.
Showtime.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
On the other final in Carabao Cup, Mason Mount missed 2 chances, clear chances. So, did you have the same energy on Mount, just like you're having on Pulisic?
For me, Mount. If you've noticed, I'm not a big fan of Mount. I don't understand the praise that he gets just because he is coming from Al Kabam Academy. I mean, I think Reece James is served more of a praise more than Mason Mount. Mason Mount is not world class. He's a good squad player. I don't consider Mount to be the future of this club when it comes to our midfield, nor do I see it in our attacking. Because in their attacking aspect, I see Mason Mount as a selfish individual that hinder us from being a team player in the attack when we have opportunities to score goals. He's selfish. He doesn't pass the ball. He's not a team player. And I feel like I'm going to say this, and I've been saying this, Mount, although his age is 23 or 20-something years old, I think this is Mount's full potential. I don't see him getting any better in the attack.
All right. I think that will be a topic for another day. Let's keep talking about the lineup and
Yeah.
game
And I have
itself.
something to ask him.
Mhm.
He said something about the midfield, and I mean, I think somebody mentioned something about getting in a DM, and you're saying that you think we have players who can do that. The thing is, he said something that I agreed with 100%, and that is that Kanji has to be doing a double role where he has to be being that player who's facilitating for Jorginho if he's playing with Jorginho, because Jorginho doesn't really have that defensive strength. Not that his body is the reason I'm talking about. His the strength, the defensive strength. Yes, he can defend sometimes, or maybe he can win the ball back, but there's no consistency there. And you need somebody who's there that you can rely on. I don't like to look at it, but it's nostalgia and everything. But I mean, you have your Matic, you have your Essien and your Obi Mikel. Those players who could actually be in the midfield and he had support. Do you think that the best option, and this is for Showtime, if that's his name, I keep forgetting his name. Do you think that signing somebody is the best option so that you're able to facilitate Kante and Kovacic, who Kovacic is not reaching his prime, and Kante, people are saying that he's past here and he's old now and he's not as good as before. Do you think that the best thing to do is to sign somebody?
Yeah, I mean, I think that will be to refresh our midfield. That will be the best bet for us. Offload one of these 30-year-old players. I'm sure you're going to offload Jorginho because his heart and his manager's heart is in Italy. He wants to make pizza. He wants to go back and sell pizza. So let him go back to Italy where the pizza is good. I think that is the best. That is the best bet, and we can get our money's worth for Jorginho. I think you selling Golo Kante now is going to hinder our midfield because if you bring in the likes of Chouameni now and get him to learn and study under N'Golo Kante and Mateo Kovacic, man, you don't know what the potential of Chouameni will be. I think that would be the best bet to bring in and freshen up our midfield. Don't go into the academy and think that bringing in an academy player like Billy Gilmore, I don't think that he's ready for what Tuchel wants from his midfield. I don't think Billy Gilmore.
All right, I think we're dwelling so much. We're distracting ourselves with questions. I know it's important, but here's what I want to say. I think we all have great inputs, but I think we're here to preview the game and talk about the lineup. But looking at the lineup, also there isn't much to talk about because I think you could say in terms of selecting the best 11 to help us win this game, this is pretty much what the best 11 we have at this point. But I'm going to come to you, Nick, and I'll come back to you, Showtime and Tobago. But great input. That's why I had to listen because the discussion was also good. Nick, I've said this like 1,000 times. Thomas Tuchel's concern has always been to cut the gap between, to reduce the gap between Manchester City and Chelsea Football Club and Liverpool also. So, again, how important is it for us to win the 2 remaining games? Because if he's done this now, I don't even see him fielding the youth in the next game because it looks like he's focused on cutting and reducing the gap like he's always talked about.
I said it before. I said it, when Arsenal were playing, when they lost the other day. Tuchel wants to win the last 2 games. There ain't going to be any Kennedys or these youngsters. Forget them. They won't, he wants to win the last 2 games to get as many points as possible to finish. But I know we're far behind Liverpool City, but still, you want to go out end of season with 2 wins. Draw and a win is not good for me. I want to see a win today and a win on Sunday. I don't care who it is. And if this team plays well and they win, you should just stick to the same team and don't change anything. That's what I want to see. I want to see what they do tonight before we bring in.
Yeah, I do agree with you because it's a Premier League game, and if you lose it, I think it goes into the records.
Plus, don't forget what Leicester did to us. They disrespected our badge. So, we want revenge. Fans be up for the revenge. It won't be a full house. It'll be 32,000 like before till we sort this situation out. I hope we do it before the Watford game so I can go to Watford for the Watford game. I want to be there to say goodbye to the great legend Aspi if he does go. And Rudiger, my all-time favourite at Chelsea since he came. I want to see Rudiger and say goodbye to him personally, but I hope I want to get the chance. But I'll be backing him and Real Madrid to smash those scumbags down to earth. I hate those.
Okay, let's move on because we have just a few minutes to round up. This is an hour show. I'm going to come to you, Tobago, quickly. I know you were you one of those that were talking about Thomas Tuchel starting the young players in the squad. What do you think when you saw this lineup? What came to your mind?
To be honest, what came in my mind is that Tuchel want to win this game. So giving youngsters a chance against Leicester City, it might be a problem because Leicester City is a good team. So if you give the young players a chance and then Leicester City smash Chelsea 5-0 or what, they're going to blame him. So I think he's starting the strongest lineup in order to win this game, and then the last game he'll just mix it. That's
if Leicester beats us, that will give them confidence when they meet us next season. It doesn't matter if we field on the 21s. It's not their business. They're careless. All that will be on record is that they beat Chelsea Football Club. You tell me, how important is it that we win this game? Were you expecting him to field the young players, and were you expecting, okay, we've qualified, maybe this is an opportunity to experiment a bit?
No, I didn't think that we were going to. I knew we weren't going to, but that's something else for a different time. But I mean, for me, like I was saying earlier, the thing is, people were looking at to say that, Newcastle have done us a favor. We've qualified for Champions League, so even if we lose the next 2 games, doesn't matter because we're gonna be finishing in top 4, no matter what happens. Because mathematically, you can't be dropping lower than 4th. But for me, I've always said that no matter what, and this is an analogy that I had used, even if you're leading 5-0 on aggregate in the Champions League semi-final, you still go out with the intention to win the game if necessary, and as rational as possible. You're not going to go out and say, I'm going to be scoring 10-0. You're going to be trying to have a rational approach to it. You're going to try to be safe with it. You're not going to be just going out there and saying that, because we have a 5-0, I'm just going to relax because the tire's already been done. The job is not done until you play the final game. You need to be trying to win each game try to win as much games as possible. And that's the thing that people are starting to not understand. It's important to get as much points, try to maximize on the amount of points, and just try to, in a sense, close the gap in terms of points between Man City and Liverpool and us. So I mean, people who are saying that we're gonna be we may see 3 players get their Premier League debut, Harvey Vale and Lewis Hall and people like that. I was like, nah, that's not gonna happen because Tuchel has basically said it and he's revealed it that he wants to close the gap. He sees Man City as the benchmark. He sees Liverpool as one of the greatest teams he has played against, and he's gonna want to be able to know that at least he can say that I'm in this proximity to them and I can do this. So people who think that we're gonna be fielding the team with a lot of youth players, that's pathetic. We're not gonna do that because we still see the importance of getting all points necessary. And I mean, for me, finishing fourth 3 years in a row isn't good. And I mean, last season it was embarrassing because we had to rely on Spurs beating Leicester in order for us to get fourth. So I mean, it's like it's embarrassing that we just want to accept. But we need to try to go up the table and try to get third. And we're in third place right now, and let's try to keep it that way. So try to win the game and try to have that realist attitude of I don't care if we have this amount of points ahead of them. Let's try to get as much points as possible. Try to finish the season off with as much points as possible. So people who think that we're gonna do certain things, I didn't buy into that because that wasn't necessary.
Yeah, I agree. Which is showtime. Quickly, what do you think, and what do you think will be the outcome of the game? Because we have just a few minutes around. This is a 45 minutes to 50 minutes show. It's not as long as the Blue Morning show. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, regarding, I mean, look, we want to win. I want to win every single match if possible. I mean, this is probably the most, I don't know, despite the fact that I named like Pulisic, and I'm pleased. I just want to win, to be honest. Finish the season strong and leave it with a bang, and then come back in next season. I know he wants to clear house. Tuchel wants to clear house and rebuild. He said, but this is the test. This, like I said, this is the exam for some players on this starting team sheet right here. We just got to make sure we go out with a bang and win it. Punch Leicester in their mouth. I know we have some bad blood with them. Punch them in their mouth early and then kill the game off, and so we could get some subs going. And I'm pleased with the 5 subs next season because that is going to change a lot to this team, and I'm looking forward to it. And Tuchel we trust. In Marina Granovskaya we trust. In the Roman Abramovich we trust because this is still Roman Abramovich era.
Whether we like it or not.
Whether we like it or not. And Chelsea we trust. Up the Chelsea always. And let's go out get a win, guys. Up the Chelsea.
Yeah. So your prediction, showtime.
I think we'll end this one at 2-0. 2-0.
Okay.
Lukaku.
Yeah. Ty, what do you think the outcome will be?
I'm going to say 3-1. I think we could win this game 3-1 and have a 2-goal advantage ahead of them. And I mean I'm backing Lukaku to score a goal and Ziyech to score as well. I'm just being hopeful because they both have something to at least prove still. And rather the entire front three has something to prove. So I mean they'll be up for the game and they'll want, if they're still willing to stay at the club, they'll be willing to have the best performance, and it's the last 2 games, so they have 2 chances or at least 1 chance left to really make a statement. So 3-1, Chelsea.
3-1 at Chelsea. Tavago, your turn. What do you think the outcome of the game will be?
3-1 to Chelsea. Because to be honest, we don't keep a lot of clean sheet at home, so I don't see us keeping a clean sheet. But if you keep it. That's a bonus for us. So hopefully 3-1, and then I hope Ziyech will score today.
Yeah, I hope he scores. Nick, you round off the show for us. Tell us what kind of a game to expect and what you think the outcome will be.
Yeah, I already predicted last week that we're going to win 3-0. I stick with 3-0 because Rudiger Silva, Rudiger especially, he's going to want to go out out of Chelsea with a show for the last 2 games. I hope he plays both of them because, you know, he's done wonders for us. He gave everything. He gave his heart. He gave 150%. He fought like a lion. So all these people saying good riddance, they don't know what they're talking about. Rudiger will be remembered as a legend at Chelsea. You know, it may not
much
for some, but
respect
for
to
most
him.
it
Go
will.
ahead.
Yeah. And that's why I said 3-0. I think we're going to be tight and show what we're made of. And I fancy Lukaku. I hope, I wish, I pray he gets at least 1 goal. I want to see him turn the corner. I love Lukaku. But, you know, he has to turn the corner. Otherwise, like I keep saying, bring me Lewandowski. If he wants to go, just swap them. And Bowley, go out and put all your money into Lewandowski. He's still a great player, one of the best in the world. So don't, Coach, I know you're laughing, but it's not funny.
I'm laughing. You're telling the man to put all his money to get Lewandowski.
Yes, why not? He's not that dear anyway. I mean, so he stops him going to Barcelona. If we really go after him, we can stop him, change his mind. That's if Lukaku leaves. We have to wait and see what happens. If Lukaku wants to stay at Chelsea, I'm all for it. And, he does love Chelsea. All this rubbish you hear, because the interview and all that. No, he does love Chelsea. So does Rudiger, by the way, and Aspi. All these rubbish I hear from fans, they haven't got a clue about this club. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Unfortunately, towards the end of the show, people are starting to pour in, but we have to end it because it's a pre-game show. We all have to watch the game. And again, I want to say thank you to everybody on the panel. If you haven't, look at their Twitter handles, go follow them, give them a follow, and go check out Ty Talk CFC YouTube channel. And I believe I'll be presenting a show for him on Saturday. Ty, has that changed? Let me know.
I think it's actually tomorrow. If you're available tomorrow, then it's tomorrow. But obviously, you have somebody else on that who's willing to do it.
Yeah, the one I saw for tomorrow is at 11 a.m. UK, and that's when the Blue Morning Show starts.
I changed the time. The time is now 9 p.m.
Oh, so earlier. So I will be. I will try to make myself available for it. Yeah, come on, you Blues. Let's try and get a win. And if you missed it, if you're joining late next time, come. The pregame show starts 1 hour before every Chelsea game. Sorry that you're late, but we have to end it here. And thank you for everybody on the panel again. Let me show their handles one more time. Make sure to go follow them all great pundits in their own rights. If you like, go check them, and you will thank me later. And again, we've come to the end of the show. See you guys for tomorrow for another Blue Morning Show. God bless us all, and bye.
Up the Blues.
Okay.